Methods of cooking has changed drastically over the past 200 to 300 years. Where today there is electricity and gas that power stoves with consistent heat and controllable temperatures, pioneers who lived off the land often had nothing but fire from which to cook their food. Instead of a grocery store, they had to hunt, find, or grow their dinner. Preparing a meal could take all day, and everything was harder, from hauling water for soup to smoking or drying meat to be used later. Let's take a look at some of the things that might have been eaten in the 1800s as a pioneer family. For breakfast, you would have maybe bacon, cornbread, corn mush, bread, hasty pudding, gruel, Johnny cakes, pancakes. For lunch, you might have beans, soup, stew, eggs, corn surprise, or bread. For dinner, you might have stew and biscuits, soup, pie, fritter, corn doggers, fish, meat. For dessert, spotty puppy, gingerbread, fruit pie, stewed fruit, custard, and pudding. Some things you might recognize, some things maybe not. We should look them up and maybe try to make them. Cooking tools. While some utensils might be carved out of wood, shells, or bones, tin or cast metal utensils were more common, especially as time went on. Metal was more durable and lasted longer than carved dishware, but it was harder to make and usually required a skilled blacksmith or someone who had a forge. So the iron or tin could be melted, casted, and cooled at the right temperatures. Thick cast iron pans could be placed directly on or over a fire or on top of hot coals, making them the perfect pan or pot to be used before modern stovetops entered the scene. The table would be set with a fine tablecloth and perhaps a cheery candle in the center. Pioneer families valued their roots and were often determined to bring a measure of civility and homeliness to the rugged wilderness they sought to tame. While earthenware, which is pottery, was not new, it was expensive and not as common in the early years of settling. In their stead, wooden trenches, kind of like a wooden service bowl or platter, were carved and used for various dishes. As time went on, local mercantiles began importing factory-made dishes, serving platters, utensils, and cookware. Cooking over an open fire began to be replaced by wooden stoves, with built-in ovens and solid surfaces for frying and boiling. The 19th century brought a massive change to the landscape of the pioneer kitchen and the cooking methods that had marked its early years.